Well, guys, for once in its existence, the BBC have put out a decent article, and not because it's great journalism or important information, but because it's them wetting the blood.
You're sensitive, Paul. It's on my.
Yes, internet trolls or Twitter trolls are so bad now that the BBC decides to piss the bed in its latest bout of Elon derangement syndrome. This, I'm sure, will shock few of you, but comes from the BBC disinformation Trout, otherwise known as Mariana Spring. Some will remember her from Bat Flu, where she did her best to cover up the blatant tripe being belt-fed to us daily. Anyway, this all started like 2 weeks ago when she put out some bullshit article talking about Twitter being unable to protect you from trolls, despite that being the only good thing about it. I mean, it's a cancerous cesspit with the only fun thing being to argue it out with some mentally deficient wet wipe on there. Also, Twitter shouldn't be trying to protect you from trolls because you can do that yourself. Twitter has a block feature you can use if 30 words make your vagina sore, sweetheart. Now, why the BBC think people care about this is actually beyond me, but I do know why they might be pushing this narrative out either way. That there is, of course, the Online Arms Bill, as many of you have likely heard about. This internet censorship bill will be launched soon, which then forces social media companies to remove 30 words or execs face prison time. Obviously, the BBC can't wait for that to be put in place. Of course, they don't really care about 30 words or any of that, it's just virtue signalling. No, they likely hope that the Online Arms Bill will either remove or limit their competition from social media. All the people who share news and call out their lies will be dodging CCP levels of internet censorship that legacy media hope will help revive their dying propaganda network. By calling Twitter a place of hate, they can push dumbass politicians towards more and more internet censorship, because remember, Labour are expected in office next, and they absolutely love hate crime laws. Of course, to the BBC, calling out the current thing or wanting to control immigration is hate speech, so these clowns shouldn't be taken seriously, but obviously politicians will. Now, the article itself I won't bother reading to you, as it's essentially people said 30 words online and Elon Musk mocked me. My vagina is now sore, so I'll cry about it and call it news. It's literally a grown-ass woman crying because she tried to shit-talk Twitter in an article, and people on Twitter shit-talked her back. Yes, some took it too far, but this is the internet after all. If you can't handle it, just turn it off. Anything that breaks the law, you can report it if it affects you that much, instead of crying about it like a spoilt brat at the expense of the taxpayer.
Well,